a strong foundation. There are many biblical references to the number 4. I could go on and on. But 4 also has a special meaning for Spring Hill. 4 years ago, we established 4 main goals. These were 4 things we had to address in order to get our city back on track. We had to fix our finances. We had to assemble a good team. We had to address our infrastructure. And we had to start planning more for our future. But where do we go now? Over the past 4 State of the City addresses, Victor and I reported to you on these 4 vital things to show you our city's progress. We are still as committed to these 4 things today as we were when we started. And here's where we're at now. First is finances. Victor's going to tell us more there.
So here's a familiar chart that you all have seen before. We always update this every year, and one of the reasons that we show it is because it's a great economic indicator of what's going on in Spring Hill, of how things just continually to boom in Spring Hill. When we were here last year, we were really excited about the fact that for the spikes that you see, those are Christmas sales, and we were really excited that the Christmas sales had broken $500,000 in tax revenue in 1 month. That was pretty incredible. What we didn't know, and we found out the very next month after we had given our speech, is that year's Christmas sales, 2015's Christmas sales, actually went $650,000, another $100,000 above the year before. If that trend continues, we've not got the data yet, but nationally, the economic picture says that this Christmas sales were greater than any in the past. It may be that we find out next month that we broke $750,000 in 1 month of tax revenue from all the economic activity. Pretty amazing. In the last 12 months, when you add all those months together, what you find is that on the Murray side of Spring Hill, we brought in about roughly $3.5 million in sales tax. On the Williamson side of Spring Hill, it's closer to $2.3 million. So collectively, that represents only about 1/3 of our general fund revenue. Our general fund budget is about $20 million. We're halfway through the year. We're about halfway through the budget. And water and sewer, once you get outside of all of the capital expenses, we've got about $11 million operating budget. Things are going very good. Our reserves are up. We've got money to do the projects that we need to do. Things are going pretty well.
Team. We all know you have to have a great team. So we've been working hard about assembling the team, hiring the best, bringing the expertise to get the job done and meet our growth for the city. In 4 years, we have hired 46 new positions. Not replacement, but new positions. So be prepared to listen fast.
46 new positions in the past 4 years. These are the Infrastructure Director, Planning Director, Communications Officer, Economic Development Coordinator, HR Assistant, Planning Administration Assistant, and Accountant. Second Finance Officer, Second City Planner, City Engineer, Assistant Public Works Director, Water Quality Liaison, 2 in the IT Department, 2 in the Library, 2 in the Parks, 2 911 Dispatchers, a Fleet Mechanic, 14 Police Officers, and 11 Firefighters.
That's why he got that instead of me. Infrastructure. We've had to intensify our efforts to catch up on our infrastructure. Especially in the North Spring Hills, we're playing catch up. And in South Spring Hill, we're playing get ahead. So what we need in Spring Hill, because we know more is coming. More is coming, especially on the south side. You can see here the turbo years of growth, 2004 and 2006. That was 1,400 permits a year. Those 2 months right there. I call them the turbo years, and that is way more than we can handle and way more than we want to handle. You can notice the levels. Now, the last few years, in especially the last 4. This is smart growth. This is growth that we can handle. This is manageable growth. This is balanced growth. And it fits with our resources.
So we can see from the bars on the chart here that our economy roared back to life after being hit its low point in 2009. What we thought last year was that we had kind of plateaued. We thought we were going to be right in that's about the range that we were going to run at. And that was 576 building permits in 2015, 586 in 2014. We thought we had plateaued. That's where we're going to be at. We were completely surprised when we did almost 700 building permits this year. The incredible growth is amazing. And all those building permits translate into population. And you can see our populations continue to grow over the year. We were certified in 2016, a population of 36,500. So what does that mean? What does that growth mean? It means we need plans, we need infrastructure, we need lots of things in place. You want to talk about that?
Yes, and here it is. Here's a list. Everything you see in black there are projects implemented in the last 4 years. The items in red, that's just 2016. You can see 2 new roads, city paid for, with not just paid for, with collaboration with private-public partnership. So that's how we got those roads done. Crucial water and sewage projects. Our beautiful Port Royal Park. New traffic signals for safety. The most recent one was duplex in Port Royal. And we have more to come in that end. New sidewalks. As we're building sidewalks all over town and repairing sidewalks all over town as we partner with the HOAs. Our paving budget. It used to be that our paving budget was under $100,000 a year to cover 17 miles of road a year. Today, last year, it was over $1 million we spent on paving roads in Spring Hill roads.
So planning. Obviously, with all that growth and all that infrastructure, we also need to be concerned about where we're going in the future. What type of plans do we have to have in the future? And the city's not been stagnant with regard to those plans as well. I mentioned the population a few minutes ago. When we were when we reached our population of 36,530, to think about something. Those surveys were done in the fall of 2015. We are now over a year away. Looking at those building permits, at only 2.5 people per household, we're well over an extra 1,000 people above that. So I figure today our population exceeds 37,000 easy. 37, maybe we reached 38,000 already. We won't know until we do another census. We rank 18th largest city in the state of Tennessee now. And from looks here, this is a chart that shows all the cities between 20,000 and 70,000. And what I want to do is talk about our growth and give you a little perspective about where we think that we're headed. So right now, Spring Hill is located right there. We're kind of on the lower end of this range, 20,000 to 70,000. But if we only grew at a moderate pace, not 700 building permits a year with 3 people per household, but let's just drop it down and say it's 500 building permits per year and only 2.5 households per household. What does that look like? Here's a graph. And one of the things that's really interesting to see about it is that in about 3 years, we could reach a point that we're the size of Cleveland, Tennessee, which incidentally is a little bit larger than Brentwood. We're not saying that we're going to grow bigger than Brentwood or bigger than Cleveland. What we're saying is that if you want to look today and say, where could we grow? In 3 years, we could be the size of a Brentwood. We could be the size of a Cleveland. If we expand that out just a few more years past that, what we find is that in 2030, at that same growth rate, we could be somewhere right in this area, a population of 54,500 people. That's where we could hit. That's the size of Hendersonville. Bartlett, it's in that area with. Jackson, Tennessee has a population of 66,000. So by 2030, if we're at 55 roughly, that's only 10,000 away from Jackson. City's going to grow. It's going to be a big place here. Just kind of puts things in perspective as to where we're heading and why we need to have lots of planning coming up in the future.
Planning, planning, and planning. This is just a few of the items here we have been working on for the last 4 years. And again, you can see in the red the items we just did in 2016. Notice the transportation studies there in the red. These are huge, huge important projects for us. I-65 interchange, the U.S. highway, 5 lanes, Port Royal Road corridor study. These are all things people have been asking for, and these are things we're bringing to the table now. You notice the puzzle in front of you. You each have one. That's our gift to you for being here today. But it's also a reminder of how far we've come. And what's the best way to start? When you're at home, what's the best way to start a puzzle?
Hit the corners.
Hit the corners, right? Yes, by finding the 4 corners, isn't that what we all do? So that's what we did. And now we can see just how many pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together. Working for these 4 corners has helped us begin to shape a new image for Spring Hill, an image of what we want the city to be. A premier place to do business. A city that welcomes, encourages, and implements innovation. A place that provides the quality of life our citizens deserve, and also to get the word out that Spring Hill is the place to be.
So today, we are unveiling our newest marketing piece for the city. What you see in it, it has 4 of the many accolades that we've received over the past few years, and it has 4 words that simply state the tenets that the mayor had, just the 4 tenets that the mayor threw out there. The accolades: 45th best place in the United States by Money Magazine, 5th most business-friendly city, 7th most affordable place in America. That's important. And we are one of the top 10 best suburbs of Nashville. Business, innovation, lifestyle, and location. Those are the things that we want to make Spring Hill great again. Oh, sorry. So the placemat that you have in front of you, it's not just the projects that we've done. It's not just things that we have accomplished. But each of these target those areas. And so you can see in the business, things like, if you look through there and add them all up, over $1 billion, that's with a B, over $1 billion in announced investment in Spring Hill from GM and the other industries just in the last year. We were ranked the 2nd hardest working place in Tennessee, the 5th most successful city in Tennessee, and the council has even levied some impact fees that will go exclusively for roadway development. $267 new business licenses or expanded business licenses were issued in 2016. 267. Almost all of those were new. Almost all of those were new. Of that 267, 45 were brick and mortar business licenses. Let that sink in a second. I think I mentioned this last year too, and it was a lower number. So that is over 200 people working from home in Spring Hill. That tells us a lot about our community. So looking at the innovation side of it, 2 things that I want to mention that are included in the sheet there. First of all, is that we've been partnering with CPWS, Columbia Power and Water. to bring 1 gig fiber up into the city. We recognized that we needed to have at City Hall faster internet services. In talking to them, what we found out was that we could have a program with them where they brought it into the city. We could have it at City Hall, and not only would we have an internet that's almost 10 times faster than what we have today, it would be half the cost of what we're paying. And then it's ultimately what our plan is, and what their plan is to be able to branch that off and offer it to the citizens that they cover. That's going to be in the future. That internet fiber is not just regulated where it stops at 1 gig. At the point that we're ready to go, they can bump it on up to 10 gig. So we have great innovation coming our way. The second thing is coupling with that aspect, we've identified an area, Reserve Boulevard, that is an innovation area, an innovation corridor. And that's an area that we are trying to attract high-tech companies, healthcare industries, that will have access to high-speed internet for their business so that they can come and locate in ours, and we can have a much greater diversity in our job force here.
On the subject of innovation, we have a big announcement today to make that we have been saving just for this occasion. Today is the launch of our new redesigned website, springhilltn.org. This crowd is the first to get to see our new site, which officially went live this morning, just like an hour or two ago. This has been a 7-month process that took a lot of work, and we're very proud of it, and we hope you are too. Thank you to Jamie Page for doing his work very hard on this project for several months. This is our homepage, which it now has it's just much cleaner, simpler look. We are not looking at the live. This is not the live feed of the website. These are screenshots. But when you go to the site, you'll see that the background photo that you see here is one of the many photos that scroll as the slideshow in the background. We now have the capability to change out these photos, or occasionally, put a video in there as well. As you scroll down the homepage, you think you'll find it, we think you'll find it less cluttered and more user-friendly design. And what you're seeing here as we scroll down the homepage is the City News section, which previously was along the left pane of the old website. So now you can click the arrows and move to the right or the left through the news category, and you'll be able to click on them to read more. You can click on the item to read more about each of them as a topic. Just below the calendar, which has also been rebuilt to include a physical calendar with events highlighted, with events days highlighted. You'll see at the top of these 3 categories: city events, community events, and meetings, that you can toggle between and choose what kind of calendar list you would like to view. Or you can just click View All and see a larger view of the calendar list. But just below that on the home page is where the featured video moved to. Beside that, in the current projects category, where you can go find the latest status of any capital improvement or road project, you can check to see where we're at. This section is not new, but it may feel like it is because it's been totally revamped, and it's probably a little difficult. It was definitely a little difficult to do that or find it on the old website. If you take a closer look at this category, you can also click the arrows to move through and quickly view the projects, or click on the individual project to get more detailed description and an update on that project. For example, this is what it would look like when you click the Duplex Road project. This is the next portion of the homepage, which has some new places for videos and community spotlight items, as well as a way to click through and view some of the city's online awards and recognitions. The drop-down menus on the homepage also have been made simpler by moving to what is known as a mega menu. We did away with the expanded menu that was used drop-downs to the side. because we found that many users found it very difficult to use and easier to navigate. Oftentimes when you come to the city government website, you go to any government website, you may not necessarily know the name or the terminology or what you want or the type of business that you would like to do with the city. So to make it easier, we added a section. It's called the How Do I section to the top menu. This gives you a nice, clean, drop-down menu that directs you on how to do all sorts of things, such as, how do I apply for a building permit? How do I pay my utility bill? Or reserve a park shelter? Or sign up for Nixle community alerts? Hopefully, this will make it easier. Here's an example of what the departmental pages now look like as of today. The strip banner photos across the top, such as a photo of the water treatment plant, also scroll as a slideshow, I can't throw that word, on this page. Here's another example of that in the Planning and Zoning Department page. This is a basic overview, but we hope you will take some time later to check this out. Again, this is our new website at springhilltn.org, and give us some feedback of what you think.
So we've talked about business, we've talked about innovation, now lifestyle. That's what it's about. That's why you want to live in a place. That's why you want to do business in a place. It's the lifestyle. In Spring Hill, one of those lifestyle issues was a couple of years ago, we built Port Royal Park and put in the splash pad. Since then, we've been ranked number 2, this is a national ranking, the second best small city for families. We've also started the neighborhood sidewalk program. We've been building sidewalks into subdivisions that were designed before sidewalk requirements were there. We've been systematically going through adding those to provide more mobility to our citizens. And then last, we were ranked 3rd best town in Tennessee to put down roots and raise a family. That's important. That's lifestyle. That's why Spring Hill is the location. It's all of those factors. It's the business. It's the innovation. It's lifestyle. That's what makes Spring Hill the place to be. For bringing in and growing business, for innovation and technology practices, for a quality lifestyle, Spring Hill is the location. And in our case, Spring Hill fits the bill.
Spring Hill Rising. This slide is on your placemat and includes a few of the things that we have accomplished over the 4 years. You notice I say we, not I, as this administration has all been about the collective leadership of all our elected officials, our incredible city staff, all the city employees, and the citizens, the many, many citizens that are engaged and do the committees and the commissions. And we have a lot of them. So it's a team, it's a group effort. I do want to recognize a couple if all the aldermen will stand up. I know Vice Mayor Hull's here. There he is. Alderman Brandon McCullum and Alderman Chad Wittenberg. Thank those. Couldn't do it without him. It's all a team effort. Also want to recognize, y'all talked to Joey Hensley a little while ago, our state senator. We appreciate you being here. Representative Sheila Budd, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't think Sam Whitson made it. He said he was going to try to. And Mayor Charlie Norman, our Murray County Mayor, is right here. I'd like for all the entire Spring Hill staff to stand, include Victor, there's Casey, Jamie Page, can't go on and on, but thank these guys. The pieces, just like that puzzle in front of you, the pieces are coming together. We have talked about the great things that have happened over the last 4 years. But just off the heels of our recent Board of Mayor and Alderman retreat we had this past weekend, for 12 hours, we went over all our priorities and CIP and We did a lot of talking, we did a lot of work, but over that, on this past weekend, we've got 4 exciting things coming for 2017. These are huge. A couple of you got it. Chris got it. That was my weak Trump impression. These are huge. This is a concept plan. Dr. Chris right here behind me. This is a concept plan for the Murray County School Board of Education. Guys, this is exciting. This is 242 acres. This is going to have 3 schools on it. The elementary school is coming first. We're so excited about that. We cannot thank them and the county and all of them for coming and wanting to partner with Spring Hill as we potentially could purchase and develop about 80 acres of this land. So we really thank you guys for that, and we look look forward to doing that. On this slide, this is our plans for City Hall. We've outgrown City Hall. We've not been able to even hire a full-time city attorney on staff to be there every day with us because we don't have a desk. So here's our plans for City Hall. The dotted lines you see on this plan is the current City Hall. The green line is the addition. This is what we might see for the first of probably 2 expansions of City Hall. We're also going to be seeking an RFQ for a new library expansion on the current property the library's at. So we're going to start proceeding with our library expansion, which we need desperately for our children. We don't have enough activity space, we know that, and membership just continues to increase. And also our new police department headquarters that we're going to locate right next to City Hall on land we already own. So we're very excited about both of these. Also, 2 major road projects coming. Duplex Road, which you well know about, that will start happening this year. The city's just about done with our part. About
210 properties.
No city in the state of Tennessee has taken on more right-of-way purchase than we did with this. And TDOT told us we doubled any other city that's ever done a right-of-way like this. So we're proud of that. We've known that going in. But we did it, and Missy, and I tell you, we just had some great work in that end. But we're excited about Duplex and Beechcroft Road widening, which will be starting this year too. And
Construction, both projects.
Yes,
Very
indeed.
exciting.
So as you can see, we've worked hard. We've worked real hard. We've accomplished a lot. We have more work to do. We have a lot more work to do. But the pieces are coming together.